The Brevard County buyer has changed. In some parts of the county, buyers have more room to negotiate. In others, certain homes and price points are still seeing multiple offers. Today, we're breaking down how affordability, relocation trends, and changing expectations are shaping the new Brevard buyer. I'm here today with one of my favorite, Brenda Quintero Lande. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, so
Super excited. Yes.
You're a wealth of knowledge, and you've been a highly successful individual agent for quite some time, but recently married and now part of the Lande group at Denovo. Congratulations.
I found love in real estate, if you can believe it.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
That's probably interesting working with your husband. How's that dynamic been?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the most part, we have different daily schedules because people ask me that a lot. What's it like, living and working together? And that's just the key. Have different daily schedules. So when you do come together, early evening, you're like, hey, how was your day? And it's genuine and great. So I love that.
Yeah. Take off the work hat.
That's it.
And put on the significant other hat.
We have to.
Yes. I'm here for it.
Awesome.
Well, today we're talking about Brevard County and specifically how the demographic of Brevard buyers has shifted in the last couple of years. Would you agree with that statement?
Definitely shifted. And we can all feel it. There's just so much going on, on a national level, state level, and local economics that, has shifted our buyers. So I'm happy to talk about it.
I think that makes you perfect for this particular podcast because you are a data-driven agent, which we absolutely love. So
I brought the facts.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So when you think about the typical Brevard County buyer in 2026, how are they different from buyers that you were working with maybe 3 or 4 years ago?
The biggest difference is that they are extremely strategic and want to take time in making a decision. And the reason is things have changed, financially for buyers when it comes to perhaps their current employment opportunities, whether they have gotten changes in, have I received a raise? Am I at the same level of promotion in my current employment? And obviously the cost of goods. What's a tank of gas right now? There's insurance costs. There's just things that have come into light, let's say in the 3 to 6 months, that have really changed buyers' perspectives on home ownership, home affordability. So I would say they're just taking their time, collecting the data, and they're really wanting to make a strategic, smart move for probably a 3 to 5 year plan is what I'm seeing.
That's a good point. You mentioned just within the last 3 to 6 months, regardless of how much it's changed in the past, 3 years.
Yeah.
So are you seeing more first-time home buyers or more people that are relocating from out of state for employment?
Yeah. So what we're really seeing right now, it's a combination. We're always going to be, we're the Space Coast of Florida, so we are strong on relocation for, jobs, aerospace, contract defense, everything in our area that really keeps it pumping and going that we're so grateful for. So it's a combination of, military and employment relocation and first-time home buyers. But here's the hook that I'm seeing. People are renting a little bit longer. So when I come into contact with a buyer and it's their first home purchase, they're telling me, hey, Brenda, I've been renting 3 to 4 years prior to making this financial decision. In the past, I don't think that was the case.
Oh, I don't think that was the case at all. That's
incredible. They
incredible.
rented for maybe a year, and then they're like, okay, I'm excited. Let's talk about home ownership. Mm-hmm. Now they're like, oh, no, I've been, strategically saving money and, making sure my employment is steady before wanting to make that move. And now I'm ready for home ownership. So that's a huge thing I'm seeing.
So you feel like it's coming from a place of logic versus fear, which may have been
100%.
What was pushing it before.
100%. There's still fear out there, right? But how do we overcome fear? It's with data and logic and really finding the right agent to guide you through the process and just really help you make a great financial decision, just like you do, right? With Morgan Financial, let's talk about the numbers and your pre-approval. I come in, let's talk about the home value, the equity you can grow, the condition of the home. They have a financial planner maybe. You know, it's 2026. People are smart. How am I investing money? There's so much that comes into play. And I'm really enjoying this like highly educated buyer that
I
I'm
am
talking
too.
to.
A lot of our loan officers are finding themselves on the phone with people's financial advisors.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic because
Yeah.
you're strategically going through the numbers to figure
it.
out what's a good fit.
Yeah.
And then they always say buyers sold against their will are of the same opinion still. They're not buying against their will now. They're doing
That's
it
it.
with education and with data, which leads to
Confidence,
Yes.
right? And confidence, that's a big thing. Anyone I talk to, I'm like, I want you to 100% be confident in the decisions you're making. If you don't feel right about it, we don't have to decide today.
Yeah, that's wonderful advice. What do you think that buyers are prioritizing now that may not have been important in the past?
I think a big prioritization for them is future planning.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes buyers would buy like a startup home in a certain price range and kind of be wanting to fix it up and knowing that, hey, eventually my life might change. I might, you know, find a partner, get married, want to grow a family, and I'll do it then. Now, because of the shift in housing that they've done, they, you know, are either single or in a relationship, they've grown a family. They're looking at not maybe a primary home for investment later. They're saying, hey, I want a home I can buy now and grow with the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I think we're also seeing a significant increase in the generational housing.
Big
Would you agree
time.
with that?
Big time. So I think it's exciting, though. There's two things I'm seeing with that question. Generational housing, there's actually a lot of multi-generational, you know, two families coming together and living under one roof. Whether it's for economic reasons that they're deciding to do that, or again, change in familial status. So, hey, there's a grandchild in the picture now. Come, let's all live together. We can help each other. Because, you know, what's the cost of daycare sometimes?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the majority of people
get
have to
that.
work just to pay for their
Exactly.
daycare.
So it's like, why not combine households and help each other? I love seeing that. And I've placed several families where Jason and I are maybe selling their 2 homes and then they're combining into one. We've had 2 families do that this year, and I really love seeing that.
I love
I
seeing
think it's
that,
smart.
too. So let's dive into a little bit of the affordability piece
Okay.
of it. How has affordability changed the way that buyers are shopping for homes right now?
Definitely. So, you know, with changes in our economic backing, it comes anywhere from, hey, what is the cost of insurance on a single family home, condo, townhome? Buyers want to know, you know, what does it really cost me? And they want to know the cost of home condition. And what I mean by that is they're looking at repairs. You know, if I buy this home right now, what do I want to change about this home? Or what do I need to add as far as, let's say, storm windows, storm shutters? Does it need a new septic system? Like, what is my investment in this home? So they're kind of looking at it from that angle of, can I afford to make the home mine? Can I afford taxes, insurance? Another thing that's big is the condo and townhome market. We know that the monthly assessments have gone up. I don't know the percentage, I wish I did, but I know they've gone up across the board. Yeah. So buyers are really savvy. They love the price points of condo and townhome market. The biggest sales we've seen in the first quarter of 2026 was in the $3 to $399 range for a single family home. But then look, my condo and townhome market is the $270,000 to $300,000 range. So again, buyers are shopping with price point in mind, affordability, and then what goes into my monthly payment. If I choose a condo or a townhome, what does that monthly assessment look like and what does it cover? Mm-hmm. And a lot of the time it covers much more than you think, so it's up to us agents to educate the buyer about that. And then they're really, what are they paying out of pocket versus that monthly assessment?
Exactly.
So it's good. I love kind of educating buyers about that and helping them make that good decision.
That's fantastic. With that being said, are buyers becoming more open to adjusting their wish list based off of that?
They've kind of had to be, right? We haven't had the choice around that. Traditionally in the past, let's say we had move-up buyers. That was a little more prevalent 3 to 4 years ago, to go back to that question. Yeah. Where it's like, hey, I've owned my first home for a while, now I'm ready for the trade-up house, and I want some bells and whistles. Yeah. And we still see some of that, but maybe not as much. Yeah. So I think buyers in today's day and age are, you know, staying in the home longer, and then they're looking at things from that perspective a little differently.
That's awesome. Are you still seeing a lot of buyers that are relocating to Brevard County from other parts of Florida or more from out of the state?
So what's really interesting is I love my Florida Realtor news media. So every day I get emails from the Florida Realtor News. And one of the topics today was who is moving to Florida? And listen to this. Florida metros rank among the top U.S. markets for international buyers, and specifically for Canadian buyers in the first quarter of 2026.
So we are on the map internationally?
We are. And Canada, so Canadian buyers are coming to Florida. They love the tax savings. They like the state income tax not being here. They like the weather. They are finding reasons to move here. Miami, of course, was number one in the metros for Florida, but Orlando is ranked fourth for Canadian buyers in the first quarter. So we're definitely on the international map, as we have been, but more specifically with that buyer coming into Florida this quarter.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What are relocating buyers looking for when they compare areas like Viera versus a Rockledge or a Titusville?
Absolutely. So a big thing with relocation is they know a little bit about us through, whatever articles they've read, HGTV shows they've watched. They have a basis of understanding of, okay, what Melbourne, Florida, because we were ranked in the U.S. News like top 5 cities to live in.
How cool is that?
It has been really cool, but with that has come a lot of growth to our area. Hence why areas like Viera and then, Melbourne have just exploded over the last year. And with that, what I'm seeing is that buyers with relocation, yes, they know the broad scope of it, but then when they meet with an agent, like myself, other agents, we really break down, what is your lifestyle? What are you trying to attain by living in this area? Is it you want to live waterfront because you've always wanted a boat or a water ski and you're just water people, that you will be using that pool and boat dock like every single weekend? Or are you maybe not, 100% beach or water people and you want to have horses and property and land? Okay, great. Let's go to Palm Bay. Let's go to Mims, Titusville. Or are you like totally, I want to be in the heart of it, suburban? You're going to go to Viera because that's the kind of up and coming with all the things, being brought in. And they also look at school zones. Again, if you have a family, you're looking at school rankings and you're kind of saying lifestyle, then give me some area information and school rankings for that.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So with that being said, are buyers more willing to consider older homes or fixer-uppers or townhomes?
I think so. For the most part, it just depends, again, on budget, lifestyle, what people are considering. And I think that as far as fixer-upper, they want to say that the bones are really good about the house, meaning, okay, there's no structural damage, the roof is intact, my AC water heater are fairly new. They don't want a full flip like maybe we've seen in the past. They want all of the bones and mechanicals to be good about the home, and they just want to do the cosmetics. That's really what I'm seeing when you use the word flip in today's terms. The buyer doesn't want to do it all, nor do they maybe have the means to do it all. So as a seller, do your part and just make sure the outside, the mechanicals of the home are in really good shape. Then you'll find the right buyer to come in and make the offer, do flooring, carpet, fixtures, and make it their own.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Are buyers finding more room to negotiate, or certain areas and price points still seeing multiple offer situations?
Definitely. So a little bit of both, and this is where maybe I'll get into some of my numbers. So our Space Coast Association just brought out the May 2026 data. So I'm super excited to talk about that. So right now we have, how many homes do you think we have for sale?
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, I'm like pop quiz.
Pop quiz, I love it.
Like, what do you think? Because, again, this is like public perception. Like, what do we think is out there?
So I can tell you what I've been hearing. I won't give you an exact number because I don't want to look silly. But I can tell you that a lot of people are saying there's a big shortage of homes.
Okay.
Is that a false narrative that's maybe being created?
Not so much. So listen, you're right. So right now I have 4,456 homes for sale.
I'm
That's
glad
everything.
I didn't guess. I was going to say 3,000.
Okay, but you're not far off.
Yeah.
So you know what's funny? It's the opposite though. I've heard from people that they think we have like way too much inventory on the market, and that's why it's taking longer to sell a home, but that's not it. The inventory is actually a balanced market. It's not a seller, it's not a buyer. Because a seller market is typically 0 to 3 months. A buyer market is 5 or more months. So we are right smack in the middle, what us as agents call balanced markets.
So what are some of the benefits of being in a balanced market?
Benefit of a balanced market is that everybody can win. This is not the crazy pandemic years where, remember, we were just like overbidding 20,000. There'd be 7 offers on day one. We are nowhere near that anymore, but I think that's a good thing.
I think that's definitely a good thing.
I didn't sleep during that time. I
Oh.
drank way too much coffee. Like, it was insane.
7 days a week,
Yeah.
more than 8 hours a day,
Like,
and
it just-
pandemonium.
Right? It was just crazy. So I'm kind of glad we're not there. So that is the benefit of a balanced market, is that everybody can find the win. So with that number of units, single family homes, I have 2,900 in Brevard County. That's it.
Wow.
Okay, so that's not a lot if you think about it. And listen to this stat, because I'm a nerd. There's only 900, so of those 2,900, 960 are in Palm Bay.
No kidding.
So I know, there's the face that I get. That many homes are listed in Palm Bay because, again, there's some new construction inventory in
There's-
those numbers, and then, residential, resale.
Yeah, there's a lot of new construction in that
A
area.
ton in Palm Bay. So again, if you're a buyer and you're looking for, can I get a brand new home for like $300 to $350? Yes, you can, and that's the area you're going to get it in.
With all your bells and whistles.
All the bells and whistles, because that's, going back to your negotiating question, that's where you can go, like negotiate well. And what I'm seeing across the board is that sellers are willing to negotiate with a buyer, because average days on market right now is 56 days. So if you come in, let's say day 10, day 25, like sometimes that's still kind of new. And sometimes sellers are like, well, no, I'm listed at 479. Why would I come down to 425? You're crazy. Right?
Yes,
they kind of
definitely.
do like, no way.
Definitely.
And I'm like, okay, I respect that. Like, let's move on. And then let's say the pain point of day, 45 or above comes in. Here's maybe 435,000, whatever offer a buyer
Now
brings.
they're going,
Now they're saying,
looks a little better.
yes, it looks better. This is my second offer in this time frame. I should probably work with the buyer. So timing is everything if you're listening to this. I can teach you that. We
What
can
a
look
great
at it.
time to
that.
get into the game of
That's it.
home ownership.
That's it. So it's super exciting. And then condos and townhomes. I think historically people think that there's a lot of units on the market there as well, and there's not. So there's currently in Brevard County 931 condos for sale. It's under 1,000 units.
Wow.
Townhomes are 314. So under 500. So again, if you're shopping for a condo or townhome all across the board, like you may not always find what you want. And, to that fact, people are kind of saying, if I really want to live, let's say, Suntree, Rockledge, Viera, Melbourne, Pineda, like this is what you have to choose from.
Yeah.
Make your, best offer, make your best choice. But I think you asked the question, are we seeing multiple offers?
Yes.
On some properties, we do.
Yeah.
Here's what I heard in a training a while back, and I thought it was genius. You're either the deal or the diamond. Which are you?
Oh, I like that. Explain that to the listeners.
Absolutely. So, if you are the deal, you are a great-looking home at a value pricing. Doesn't mean discount. Don't get that word mixed up. But the value is, oh my gosh, I can't believe, they're listed for that price in that neighborhood with those features.
Go snag it.
And there's where you get your multiple offers because you're the deal. Now, the diamond is the other effect where you're like the luxury, right? The diamond is, oh my gosh, I'm in this like, let's say like Mel Beach, beautiful neighborhood where we just don't see homes come up that often. And you are perfectly conditioned and staged and priced. Now you're the diamond in the rough, okay? So which are you? Are you gonna be a great value and attract multiple offers to buyers? Or are you gonna be that sparkling diamond, the one-of-a-kind waterfront home where just people have been waiting for years and they have to have it? That's what I mean. So when I heard that years ago, I talked to sellers, you know, and I'm like, hey, like, what are we doing here? What's our strategy? What kind of buyers do we want to attract? And sure enough, the buyers come in different segments, and that's how that works out. So,
and get with your real estate agent and formulate that marketing plan based off if you're the deal or if you're the diamond.
And I think sometimes buyers forget that. Like, yes, I have a listing strategy for a seller, price positioning, you know, condition, we're going to sell your home for top dollar. But it's all, we have to strategize more on the buyer side.
Yes.
Like, I want to teach you how to look at days on market. I want to teach you what a deal looks like in that particular neighborhood. Let's go there. Let's ask for closing costs if you need them. Like, let's negotiate well. So as a buyer, you walk away and you feel really good about yourself. And in today's market, they want to leave some money in their pocket because they do. They want to walk into the home and do a few things to it to make it theirs. So how are we adjusting, again, to attract the right buyer and help them afford your home? That's 2026, in my opinion.
Nailed it.
I tried.
Well, we'll leave them with one takeaway question. If someone is thinking about moving to Brevard County this year, what's the biggest thing that they need to understand about today's market before they make the move?
If we're thinking of moving to Brevard County, I usually tell people we have to narrow down and again, we're talking relocation coming in.
Sure.
So like, why this area?
Yeah.
You know, I want people to tell me what has attracted them to this area specifically. Because again, you can go shop Viera or Daytona or Orlando. Like, what brings you here? Is it job, whatever? And then I can dig into the details of, tell me your lifestyle and I'll match you with what you're looking for.
I'll find the strategy for you.
That's it. You know what I mean? It's just like, be excited, but you kind of have to have the why for coming into the area. Because let's face it, but this is why I love Brevard. It's a little quieter. We don't have crazy traffic. I mean, I go into Orlando lately. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? I'm totally sheltered now here. But I like it. It's like a coastal feel. We're getting some fun new stuff in, like the Top Golf and just different things. But ultimately, it's a small town feel to me. We all know each other professionally. I love that. But it has to be for people too.
Yes.
And that's, I mean, sometimes I have helped buyers soul seek that. And they're like, okay, well, I love Brevard. I'm going to stay. But sometimes they're like, maybe I should go to Tampa. And I'm like, maybe so. So it's a combination of, this is why I love being here. I hope you love it too. I hope it matches your lifestyle and preferences. If not, you know what? I'm licensed in the entire state of Florida. I have a lot of referral contacts and colleagues, and like, we're going to help you find the right community for you.
Yeah, I'll put you on either coast.
That's it.
Love that. Well, if you are a 2026 buyer in Brevard County or you know someone that is, please share this with them. Thank you so much for joining us today,
Thank you for having
Brenda.
me. So fun.
It's my pleasure.
Awesome.